Good morning. First, I want to start by saying I'm sorry. I kind of got caught up and forgot to take some videos. I just want to get it done. We got it started last night, and I'm heading there now. I'm going to cover a lot of stuff that I forgot. I'm really hoping to anyways. But it started right up. We actually started it on the Cobb access port that has the stage 2 tune for the Vargas turbos with meth. And it started. It was kind of rough. I messed up and I forgot to get the initial startup. I was just so stoked, and we're getting close to it being done. And it actually started fairly well. I was expecting it to spit, sputter, run like shit, and it didn't. It started up pretty well, actually. I was fairly impressed. I had to switch around the oxygen sensors on the plugs because those were backwards. I had the sensors plugged in back around, and I was messing around with the boost box and figuring out which plug to plug that into, and I'm still not absolutely sure on which plug we're using for the boost box yet, but we're gonna find out which one of the factory boost solenoid plugs we're using. But today is gonna be a good day. It's gonna leave that fuck. I'm driving it out of that garage, and tidying up things. So I got coolant, we got oil. I'm actually gonna change over some of the. I'm gonna move the max solenoid because there's a lot of heat. That's why I wanted to start it last night, so I can build up some coolant pressure and some oil pressure to just check for leaks and make sure everything runs, yada yada yada. Now I can put it back on the lift, do all the control arms, sway bar links, brakes. I still gotta wire in the boost gauge there, fuel gauge. I gotta find a way to mount them. I'm replacing some vacuum line that I got with some brake line, just because I don't want to have to deal with where I want to put it together and walk the fuck away. I've done a lot to this car, and I want to be able to put it together and walk away and not worry. So I'm replacing vacuum line with brake line, so I don't want it melting. But I'll catch up with you in about, I don't know, 5 minutes. But I just wanted to say, my bad, I forgot a lot of stuff. I'm going to cover it today, and today's a good day. Today, my friends, is going to be a good day. I'm going to try to skim over some stuff that got put together and yada yada yada. Things that I got more stuff today, where we're routing things. So I started it last night. You end up having to reroute your coolant expansion tank, temporary stuff. Right now I got new hose. These are a 7/8 inside diameter hose. I'm gonna go with a 3/4 because I thought with what my brother brought last night was a 5/8 inside diameter hose, which was a pain in the balls. We're gonna replace this. We started it off last night. It really emitted some heat. Now the thing is, your low coolant temp sensor, I gotta figure out. We're gonna rerun that, probably add some wire wherever we place that. Like I said, I think I might make them like a custom expansion tank out of stainless steel or aluminum, something right here that we can just drop down into here. The other thing that has really been a pain in my balls is this turbo. I think I'm going to clock it a little more this way to move it away from the valve cover, because there's really not a lot of room in between the oil drain tube, that fitting, and the hose. I loosened this up and brought it down, but that's the problem, is you can't really get this all the way up there. It's kind of a pain in the ass, and when I put this together and I'm done, I want to walk away. So that's another reason why I'm also you don't need that, moving all this stuff that was really, really hot last night, just for 5 minutes of idle and letting it do a drive cycle or two. And I'm moving this somewhere over there. So I got brake line, and I don't want to have to worry about shit melting. So I'm gonna run my own Oh shit, what else? Man, we put in work last night for sure. It started up really well for quite, I really wasn't expecting it. Heat tape, like I said, there was a lot of fucking heat. And I'm gonna make them a hole. Probably gonna bolt it here on these, make them a whole engine cover to cover this. I did reroute all these, just loosen these up. You ain't gonna take them all the way off. Take that whole tray off right here and throw it the fuck out. These boost solenoids, this obviously was 2 before, and you have 2 connections, one short one long one, and last night it seemed to work best on the long one for the boost box. So you plug one end of the boost box into your max solenoid, the other end into where your boost solenoids would normally go. Your ground wire is over here. I also don't like that because it's just right over the exhaust, so we're going to be moving that too. I got to hook up the boost gauge, air fuel gauge, flush the water out of the system because that's what we used to start it, just in case there was leak. As we all know, Pentafrost is not fucking cheap. And I actually learned something new today, which I'm fairly surprised, being in the German world that I'm in. I didn't know this was diluted, that you should be diluting it. So cool. Fluid capacity is 8 liters. So we're going to do that. We hooked up the power steering. This is kind of cool. I really like this. Your power steering reservoir. That's a really cool one. We got the catch cans to hook up. The other thing was this ambient temperature sensor that was normally on your inlet tube for your rear turbo. I literally just plugged in because last night we started it on the Cobb tune, like I said, with the Vargas turbos, and you can scan the codes and it brought up an ambient temperature sensor, so I just plugged that in for now. No leaks on the bottom so far. Fuel line, oil lines, everything is really good. I'm just not digging this, where this oil's coming from. I'm kind of confused as to why it's not coming out of here, where it's post cooler, post cooler, post filter, and then just straight from here to here. I'm gonna take this off and see what there is for a surface. I might make them a flat plate, weld on some AN bungs, AN fittings, and drill and tap for an oil feed, because I don't like this one bit. And like I said, I'm moving this again. I'm way the fuck over there. Everything is hooked up. It starts up real well. Dominic, that's right. You wanted to see the exhaust as far as the O2s in the back. Let's see. I don't know if you can see it. Move that fuck out of the way. So that's where I was able to actually put one of them in. I don't know if you can see or not. Shit. So this is directly up underneath it. It's not. If this was still attached here from the detards cutting it with a sawzall, you wouldn't be able to get these in. So I gotta cut all the way back here so that we can use these. I don't know if you have that issue on the front rear wheel drives or not, but I hear that is an issue, and it really wouldn't be that hard to put it right here, or another bung right here, and I'm sure that would work with all-wheel drives and rear-wheel drives, but that's one. I don't know, we'll figure it out. I think, like I said, I gotta cut this out and move it anyway, so I'm gonna make my own cross support. And we'll just go with that. That's what I'm gonna do, because, like I said, I have to do this anyways, so. We got heat shields to put back up. Let's see. maybe I can give it a quick start. Today is definitely the day it's going to be driving out of here. We do have the tune. We got the base tune for the single turbo, so I'll be uploading that and transferring, doing some work on that between a couple of different people, sending files and stuff between here. Shit, what else? I really forgot a lot. I'm sorry, guys. I really, really am. As you can see, it's quite the fucking mess, and I am very anxious to clean it up. He does not have the upgraded... Well, it's an upgraded intercooler. It's not stock, but it's not the stepped one at all. So, we'll look into that in the future. But today is drivability. Pads, rotors, control arms, all that stuff. Clear lights, drive cycles. Safe for the road. And then I can make all my heat shields and do the cosmetics. I'm going to make my own. We've looked into gauge mounting options, and I'm going to make my own. They sell a really nice one that's in your cluster, your vent shade, that's all digital. It's really, really nice, but he spent enough money on this damn car, and we need to just do with what we have. So I'm going to make one for his water math and everything all in one. If you didn't know, the shifter just straight up. What else do I gotta do? So yeah, I'll show you what it's like on the cob. And again, I don't want to let it get too hot, but because I do gotta work on it and reroute some things. But I'll let it do a startup and get to where it starts to idle down. Let's see what we got for. Let's see. Tune. What are we on? Show current map. So that's what we're on. It's a VVT stage 2 91 plus meth plus N20. Let's see. Oh. And this is my father. Always riding with us. Love you, Dad. So obviously it's a little loud. Exhaust isn't hooked up. Let's see. There it is. Still gotta bleed the clutch, the brakes, everything. So obviously it's lit up like a fucking Christmas tree. It's in limp mode. It's actually one of the codes. So I'm pretty happy. Anyways, that's it. I'm gonna shut it off because I don't want to get it too hot. I gotta work on the damn thing. I've got this does have a stage 3 clutch too that Turner Motorsports put in. I forgot to tell you that, so that's already addressed. We're not gonna have to worry about that. Shit. I think that's it for now. So the next time I'll probably catch up with you guys is when it's on the lift and I'm putting the full exhaust on, hanging it, cross members, heat shields, and it's ready to be driven and flashed. So I'm gonna redo all this stuff again. So I'll catch up with you. Okay, so I figured I'd show what I'm doing right now, and then I'm taking it off jack stands, putting it on the lift. And so currently we are we are taking the cob access port and throwing it in the fucking trash can. Not really, but so I'm flashing it back to stock, and then I'm gonna plug in the MHD cable and do a data backup, send that file, and then hopefully get another base map and a couple of different maps from someone that we've been suggested. I believe his name is David Shoop, I believe. So props to you, man, if you're the one that does this stuff. So cool. I'd really like to learn if you feel like sharing some knowledge. But so that's what we're doing, flashing it back to stock, sending the stock file back to him so that we can have a backup just in case, whatever file he decides to write is bad or good or whatever. He's got a start point to restart over. So that's what we're doing. Later. Okay, after some dead batteries, shitty Android connections with the cable, and not being able to write the base map, we got it. Oh, I got it. I uploaded the single turbo base map that was sent to me, and I figured I'll show it to you. It's a little different than obviously the old cob. For a base map, that's pretty smooth. Hold it, yeah. Wow, that's pretty good for a base map. So, whoever sent that to my brother, good job. Just a base map.
Yeah, it's not boosting though.
It won't, it's a base map. It's not meant to boost.
Oh, really?
Okay. Say hi, girls.
Hi.
We did it.
What?
It's YouTube.
Oh, hello.
Long night. I'll explain in the morning. So my brother just left. It's, I don't know, 11 o'clock, I think. Something like that. Could be even later. 12 o'clock. I don't know. Place is a fucking mess. I am not cleaning tonight. Come back first thing in the morning. Car's running, driving. I'll tell you though, the flanges on the downpipe for where the exhaust hooks up to at the bottom of the downpipe where the two flanges are. They don't line up at all. Like shit. I gotta cut them and rotate them so the bolt holes line up. So that's something I gotta do tomorrow, and put the inner fenders in and hook up boost gauge, air fuel gauge, and put heat shields on it. But we got it. Everything's good, and I'll run over everything tomorrow. But we got it.